Hello everyone and welcome to Mad Exotics. This is the Hognose Snake theme Mad Exotics episode. Been wanting to put this one out for a while, but since they were in rumination up until probably a month or two ago, I couldn't do it very easily, or you'd just see a bunch of asleep snakes basically. This video is completely going to be about hognose snakes, what we're doing with them in the future, and a couple of feeding videos. You're watching Mad Exotics. So this guy right here is my stud. This is Peter, the Shanklin albino hognose snake. A couple cool things about this hognose snake. He was actually the snake that basically won my mother over for snakes. This is actually her snake, to tell you the honest to God truth. This particular snake is an albino, a Shanklin albino, to be exact. Basically what that means is he's a recessive, and he's going to be breeding with other recessive genes, which means I should be getting a couple more albinos, het for albinos, and normals. I'll go into the genetics at a later date in a different video, because to tell you the truth, I could go on and on and on with genetics for probably about a good 15 minutes of video time, and YouTube will only allow me to show a couple of minutes, so we won't get into genetics this time. We'll go into that on a later date. We have three other snakes to show you, and we're going to start off with Cindy, the het for albino Western hognose snake. So Cindy is the biggest of all of my snakes, all of the hognose I should say. And she is just a gorgeous snake. Really nice temperament. The other two have a bit of a dodgy temperament, but she's got a real nice temperament. She actually just came out of a a shed, which marks the beginning of her yearly cycle, basically. And she's actually starting to produce follicles right now. So the next pairing, I've already paired Peter with Buttercup, the most defensive of all my snakes. And the next pairing is definitely going to be this Peter to Cindy here. She's a het for albino, which means I should be getting some beautiful albinos out of these two. And I mean, just working with these animals is totally worth it. Just look at how cute that animal is. Almost looks like they should have a little top hat and a mustache. So the next two videos, I'm actually going to do them out in the hallway rather than doing them inside my room. My room's a little tiny bit messy, and I don't feel like showing you the complete total mess. So what I'm going to do is film them out in the hallway, basically because I have to show these animals inside of their cages, because they're a little bit more defensive than the other snakes, and they're actually in the middle of a shed right now, which makes them a little bit more defensive, because what happens when a snake sheds is that they have scales even over their eyes. They don't have eyelids like we do, and like lizards do, most lizards do, or cats and dogs do. They actually have a protective scale over top of their eye, and when they're going to shed, they have to shed that scale as well. So what happens is their eye actually becomes really milky, and they can't see as well as normal. So picture if you were living outside in the wilderness, you're 22 inches long, and you've got to protect yourself for probably about a week before you get the whole thing off, and continually every single day your eyes get a little bit more less useful. That is, of course, until they shed, and then they can see perfectly fine once more. So here's the first girl. This is actually Daisy. Daisy is usually a pretty sweet snake, but she actually hissed even when I picked up her lay box out of the enclosure. Now Daisy is actually het Shanklin albino. She's het for the line, the same line that Peter is showing, the Shanklin albino. She's actually hissing right now. And she's usually a pretty sweet snake, like I said, but right now she can't see a thing. She's about to shed completely. And I'll give you a close-up view of her. So this is my girl Buttercup, and what she's doing right now is actually a little defensive display. She's hissing a little bit, and she's kind of flattening out her neck a little bit, which is normal for hognose snakes. Hognose snakes are great actors. They can act just like a rattlesnake, which is super cool. And now she's the smallest of all of my females, but she's also the only one that's actually normal. She's not het for anything. She's 100% normal, and this is her second breeding year, I think. I just got her this year, but this is her second breeding year. The guy I actually got her from even said, once the snake gets accustomed to her enclosure, you won't be able to get her out of there without using something. Because whenever I reach my hand in there, she's raring and ready to go. She's a defensive snake right now. What's also interesting about the snake is, even though she's so defensive, I actually have to scent her food. I have to make it smell like salmon in order for her to eat it. They'll take frozen thawed mice, but the thing is, they are in nature they'll eat fish and frogs, and I've even heard of other snakes cannibalizing. But this snake particularly will not take a mouse. She won't take just a normal scented mouse. What you'll actually have to do is just kind of soak the mouse that she's about to eat in some like salmon water, basically, and then she'll go for it. She'll go for it after I leave the room, of course. She doesn't like it. She's a little bit camera shy. She's a little bit human shy.
Hi everyone, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in to Mad Exotics once more. Next week, hopefully next week, if I can get my editing to work, we're going to be looking at bearded dragons, which is probably one of my favorite lizards in the entire world. I just love them so much. All the color mutations you can do with them, and the simplicity of their care, and all the things that just make their personality just pop from all the rest of the lizards that you can get in the pet trade. Until next time, this has been Mad Exotics with Marcus Dell'Olio. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.